So what's your question today? What are we going to work through? What are we going to process? Do you have a specific issue you want to work with? Something that's frustrating you? Something that is causing you sleepless nights? What do you think your issue is that you would like to process?
So I think I've messaged you a couple questions before, but now that you say, there's more, of course.
Sure, well, let's take it one by one. Like, what would you say is like if you have 2 or 3 issues, we can process some of them.
Yeah. I have this, since I am a mother, I always question myself if I'm a good enough mother. I always feel like no matter how hard I try, or no matter how hard I, how much I give myself, then I always think, I question that, am I doing enough? Or, I don't know where is this coming from. And
well, it doesn't really matter where it's coming from. It's happening. So if you just pass it through the grinder, everything just becomes more easy to process, and then it doesn't cause. So my grinder, ethos, pathos, logos.
Yes.
Is it true? Is it kind? And is it useful? So let's go through, let's just process it. So first of all, let's go into the feeling. Just begin to repeat those sentences that you usually tell yourself. The thoughts that are literally, quote unquote, going through your head. I'm not a good mother.
Yes.
I'm an egoist. What kind of things are you telling yourself?
I am not that kind of mother that plays games with kids. I'm more like of a duty oriented. I'm more like I would like to more focus on preparing food and taking care of the house, but I'm not the one that likes to play blocks, for example, or with dolls. And I always thought that I would be before the kids were born, and then somehow it was not really.
Yeah, it bores you sometime to just play blocks with the kids. It's frustrating. So, but that's not the frustrating thought. The frustrating thought, because some people are okay with that. They're like, I realized I'm not so into child's play. But the thought that's bothering you is, oh my God, I'm not a good mother, right?
Yes.
That's the thought. Because to have the thought, you're judging, there's something deeper than you that's judging yourself, and you're saying, because I don't like to play those boring games, for someone it would be okay. They would say, I'm okay with that. But there's something that's obviously causing you some unsettling. There's a voice inside of you. What's it telling you? I'm not a good mother. I could be more. What kind of things? Just imagine you close your eyes and you're reading a script that's going on in your mind.
Yes.
Just say, act it through. Just keep saying it. Keep talking it.
I'm not what I thought I would be before the kids were born. I thought I would be that kind of mother, but the reality is that I'm different than I thought I was, and somehow this is somehow it's not right in my head.
Something wrong with me, maybe. I'm not a good person, maybe.
Yes, it just goes so much into that. That but I have been trying to work through this, and with you and with myself, and for many years, and somehow this comes back to me, and that's why.
Okay, let's work it through. We don't have to go away. So I want you to stay with that feeling. When you think these thoughts, how does it make you feel?
It feels like no matter.
Body. Just feel
I
your
know my
body. Don't
body.
intellectualize. Just feel your. Does that raise your energy? Does it make your energy fall when you keep having these thoughts?
It's completely zapping me out of desire to to work hard to be better.
It
Or
zaps you of energy. It's
yes,
zapping you of
yes,
energy. So
yes,
you feel deflated,
yes,
low
yes,
energy,
yes, yes.
sort of, if you would describe it as a color or a sensation in your body.
In my throat, I have clenching in my throat. Like that's the prevailing sensation.
Mhm. A
Yes.
closed throat. Yeah. And is it
Yeah.
an itchy feeling or just like there's lead there, something heavy, gray,
More like tension,
heavy
closing.
closing?
Yeah.
And maybe even do you come to the point you want to cry? Does it kind of like, because a lot of people, they have like a frog in their throat.
Yes,
They
yes.
want to
Um,
scream, or they want to cry. It's like something that's being stuck there a little.
yes, but it doesn't make me cry. It's just
But
there.
it's an
Yeah,
uncomfortable feeling in your neck.
yeah,
We're just looking at it, scanning,
yes,
objectively,
yeah.
observing ourselves from a distance. Now, the first question, the ethos question, is it true that you're not a good mother? Is it true that you are, yeah, not a good mother? Just be honest with yourself. Is that 100% a true statement?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's 100% true now. I
Well,
think that I am just normal good mother, but it's just
mhm.
there's I don't know where is this coming from. So
So
it's not.
it doesn't matter where it's coming from. I'm telling
Yes.
you, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're looking how we can process it
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
present and the future.
Okay.
So it's not true. You're telling yourself a lie. And if
Yeah.
you were the lawyer of yourself, what are the things that make you a good mother? So how do we know that that's a lie? This is the Socratic method. Socrates is like always like, okay, if it's not true, give me some proof that you are a good mother. Give
Hmm.
us proof.
That's a good perspective.
Just stand up for yourself a moment. Say, no, just hang on. I am a good mother. What kind of things make you a good mother and make that statement a lie?
I always make sure that I am there for them. I'm even staying at home mom to be always around
So
that
you're a
they have.
full-time mom. You've even
Yes.
put aside your career
Yes.
just to be with them. So
Yes.
your presence alone
Yes.
makes
Yes.
you an amazing mom. I'm not
Yes.
judging women who work right now,
Yes.
but especially in the younger years, everybody agrees that is certainly very good for the children to have,
Yes.
especially their mom around, but any parent, but especially their mom around for the first couple of years. So you're really doing the big thing. You're giving your time and
Yeah.
energy to your kids.
Yes. Yes, and then it makes me even question, is that a good thing that
Mhm,
I did that? Because maybe, if I was doing something for myself,
mhm,
career wise,
mhm.
then maybe, it would be better for them. But I, as a child, I had a grandma staying at home, and I thought that was the most valuable thing at that time for me. And that's what I wanted to give it to my kids.
And
That's
you
why
are
I'm doing it.
you're doing it. You're giving it to them. And and
Yes.
and and, and this is the most valuable thing, your presence.
Yeah.
Um, so you're already
Yeah.
disproving the lie. Give me some other reasons why you think you are a good mother and not the bad mother that you've judged yourself to be in some cases. What are other good, like be your own lawyer, you know, disprove.
I always try to accommodate their needs, like what they like to eat, or maybe I don't play with them in a way that I maybe but I dance, I sing, I try to teach them. We have 3 languages at home. My husband's American, I'm Polish, we live in Netherlands, they were born in Belgium. So we had to work on so many levels with
You're offering a whole culture, a whole
yes,
languages,
it's a lot.
educating your kids.
Yes.
So that also makes you an excellent parent. What about love? The most important thing. Do you believe that your children feel the love in your hugs, in the way that you speak and care for them?
Yes, I try to every day. I try to hug, and not, maybe not every day I say I love you, but we do this with my husband. And, oh, have I mentioned today that I love you? And then we do that regularly, and I take them to school, and I try to always be kind. But of course, being at home with them, that there's a chance for the different situations to arise, like that I might lose patience sometimes, or that I raise my voice, and that these are the things that I didn't want to ever be, that kind of
Oh,
mother.
you were going to be the type of mother who never raised her voice, never lost her faith. You were going to be some angel descending from another dimension.
Yes, I thought.
Down here, we are humans, and
Yes.
humans have some, especially parents, it's your role to discipline your kids, to be strict
Yes.
sometimes. It's not only the nice side. And now,
Yeah.
could you improve on your skills of handling crisis? I'm sure you could, like everybody could, me included, by the way. So but if you're honest with yourself, okay, is it true? Back to the filter, is it true?
Mm-hmm.
You love your kids, this is true, and this is
Yes.
the most important thing. Your children feel that even when you're shouting at them, after you're shout at them, or you come back to the normal homeostasis
Yeah.
of loving, caring family, loving, caring mother. And so the children understand that even in the shouting, you're caring about them. Maybe they don't understand it consciously, but subconsciously, they feel you're there. The
Yes.
fact that you don't have a preference to play games very much, well, you can't be all things to your children. They are just going to have to develop that side a little more on their own. But the most vital thing that proves that you are a good parent is your presence and your love, not how well you cook the meals and how well you play games or how often.
Yes. Yes.
So you've been lying to yourself. You've been lying to yourself. It happens all the time. We lie to ourselves. We have a certain narrative that we keep repeating that's less than true. Okay, if it's not lying, it's really less than true. And is that a kind thing when you do that?
No, definitely not. That's 100%.
It's not a kind thing when you do it. Would you like some mother-in-law or your friends to come in and tell you, if they came into your house and said, you're not a good mother, you're useless as a mother, you could, wouldn't you tell them, like, get out of my face, like, who are you? So you have a roommate in your head that you are allowing in a way to take over in a way that you wouldn't allow a normal person to. So it's like you've given too many rights to this little voice. You're taking it too seriously. So it's not a kind thing. It's an unkind thing. It's definitely not kind. Now, is it useful?
No, definitely not, because it actually does the opposite thing. Instead of me trying to be even better with my patients and better with showing my my love, and even it doesn't really stimulate me in the right way.
It lowers your energy. It lowers your energy. When you're on low energy, then you just are easier to get into a negative,
It's almost like, oh, why am I even trying? You might as well just
right.
go
You
away.
beat yourself so much over the head that you demotivate yourself. We all do that. All the inner work, the ascesis that we do in the ALKISTIS method is firstly to, like the Germans say, wahrnehmen, to become aware. I see I'm abusing myself in that way. I see that little pattern. Interesting. What you need to do is become more, instead of judging it, say, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's curious. Interesting, like a detective judge the thing. You'll just say, that's interesting. That's a curious little pattern I do there, a little dance I do. And just noticing it and distancing yourself.
Right.
Say, that's an interesting phenomenon of a thought. And now we come to the last phase of this exercise. We say, now, how could you tweak that statement, tweak this message, this narrative that is running in a little loop? How can you hack that and edit that statement so that it is more true, more kind, and more useful? So this sometimes takes, some time with a pen and a paper. You take that statement and you dissect it, you dismantle, just take it apart. And you're like, how can I make it a statement that I tell myself more true, more useful, and more kind, so that when that statement comes up, I replace it with the other program. I have something ready. You have a ready weapon to cut through that lie. You've prepared your power phrase. It's like a power phrase. So how could we transform that statement, the new statement that you would be repeating to yourself, that would give you energy, that would give you more power, more positivity, open up your appetite, motivate you? So it's because there's something they're trying, you're trying to help yourself, but in a bad way. You're giving yourself the wrong tool. It's the wrong tool. It's just not working. It's a hammer and you need a screwdriver here. So let's create a tool. There's, what do you think it would be like, the new message, the new narrative that you would be saying in your head?
I could say, perhaps I have not always been what I needed to be, but I'm working hard to, to be what I need to be for my kids. And I'm the most hardworking person I know. And I know I'll be what I need to be for my kids. And
mom, you could say to you, I'm a wonderful, dynamic, loving mom. And sometimes, just sometimes, I don't feel like playing with the kids. And I'm okay with that. I'm still a wonderful mom. How does that sound? This is the kind of statements that
it's powerful.
So yeah, it's like, I am a wonderful mom. I'm a present mom. I'm a mom with presence and love. And sometimes I'm not in the mood to play, or playing games is not my strong point, It's like the phrase says, I may not be perfect, but parts of me are excellent, or something like that. Like, I am a great mom. I'm a perfect mom in my imperfection, in the sense I'm great at some things. I'm a little, less, enthusiastic about other things. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
There's loving acceptance. And I'm okay with that. At the end, you can say, and I'm okay with that.
Right. I mean, yeah.
So this is like your new phrase. I'm a good and loving mom, of presence, of giving, of unconditional love. It's just sometimes I'm not into playing, or a lot of the times I'm just not into playing games, and I'm okay with that. I'm still a good mom. Okay, so you need to write down your statement. Okay, because when
Yeah.
those thoughts, those other toxic thoughts come, the self-sabotaging thoughts, you got to be ready. You got to be ready.
Yes, I'll write it down. That's my homework for today.
Like you're going to hold up your cross to the demon, you know, you're like, I got it. If you know, or just hold up your sword. You have to have it ready. And
Yes.
how do you have it ready to pull it out of your weapon? You know,
Mhm.
you have to practice it. You have to practice it a little. You
Yes.
have to repeat it to yourself, write it down. You know, when I'm working with statements, I sometimes write it down and I decorate it with flowers. I
Yeah.
decorate it. I draw it out. I paint it out. I use colors and things. So I would have a painting of it, a portrait of it, you know, at least a piece of paper written in large, have it on my
Right.
bathroom. When I wake up in the morning, it's on my bathroom mirror, or in
Mhm.
my closet. You know, you can copy it several times,
Mhm.
put it in certain places, whatever message you're trying to give yourself. I've worked with this. I mean, I can only recommend, you know, things that I've tested. So you take that statement and you copy it. You may even make a song about it if you're creative. I believe we need to get creative, engage both hemispheres of the brain. See, in the ALKISTIS method, we're not only about philosophy and the philosophical self-questioning, we are about energizing the whole brain. And
Mhm.
so the two hemispheres of the brain, the one is the logic and the words and the clear, but there's the other side, the color and the flow and the dance and the song. If you're creative, you can make a song, a little song about it, or paint it. As I said, make a painting
Yes.
of it. I don't know what your creative, you like dancing, you can create a little choreography if you're into dancing. You said, mentioned that you like dance. Or you
Mhm.
can just find a song that represents that statement and you have it
Mhm.
in your phone.
Yeah.
And when you feel that feeling coming up, you begin to sing that song. I think you can use your voice here.
Yes. Yes.
You know, sing that song, you know, an inspirational song. You know, there's songs by Celine Dion, Mariah
Mhm.
Carey, Whitney Houston, I don't know who, but it
Yes.
will represent that song for you. So when that feeling comes up, you will release that, transform it into something that fixes you. So it's going to be your fix. So when you feel that frog coming on, you're going to be like, yay, transformation
Yes.
time. It's time to switch modes. I've
Ah.
been in zombie land a little. I've been falling asleep.
Ah.
This thing is coming here. It's great. I welcome
Ah.
it. Yay, because I know that I'm going to flip it. And this flip it is going to
Yes.
put me even happier than I was before in a state.
So
How does it make
actually,
sense?
you can use that negative thoughts, you
As a
know, into
trigger? It's
as
a
a,
trigger. Trigger.
yeah, and challenge it to be a positive trigger, a
Yeah.
positive, and then you
Hello,
know
it's
you're
you again. I'll flip it. This is great. It means time out in my stuff, whatever I'm doing in my busyness.
right.
It's time to listen to my favorite song. It's
So it
time.
can be trigger of awareness, because
Right. Right.
that
So
can be
yeah,
slap, can snap you back into
exactly.
awareness. So that's great. That's what I want. That's what I need actually.
Absolutely. And the way to do it is like before it's, that's where awareness comes in, before it overblows and becomes like too hard, you know, too thick
Yeah.
as a feeling. You have to catch it, but you use the trigger and you're like, oh, I'm glad that came up again because I have a chance to stop what I'm doing and sing my song and repeat my mantra.
Mm-hmm. I must say that when I meditate and when I do also guided meditations, then I practice awareness much more, and then it's easier for me, to follow up on my thoughts when I'm not in a meditative state throughout the day.
Of course, of course.
So
The state that you are after yoga or after a nice sauna or a
yeah.
workout, whatever you do, it's the endorphins make you see with a filter of more positivity, and you can face
Yeah.
your problems better than if you're drained of energy. It's like we see two different worlds, isn't it? It's like two filters, a gray filter and a more rosy filter, or a clear filter, not even rosy. You just see with more clarity when you're relaxed and feeling
Yeah.
well. So that's the, but I again, I like to follow this, the Stoic philosophy
Yes.
says the obstacle is the way. Okay, the obstacle is the way. So what do Stoics do, or people who think about things philosophically? It's like, this obstacle is a blessing for me. It's my way. It's my way to more enlightenment, to more knowledge, to more self-love. So I'm going to love this thing that reminds me. It's my reminder. So I welcome this little feeling, and it reminds me, hey, it's time to sing, to dance, to repeat my mission statement, to remember the good things that come with your positive new statement, to put you in an, so you start to welcome those little demons.
Yes, it's been years that I have sometimes, that I have these, you know, self-sabotaging thoughts, and I know it's not true, but then if I'll do if I use it for my own good, then it can really stimulate
Exactly. You know what
a
we
good
say, like
thing.
Stoics think that all problems feed the fire, feed our fire.
Yeah.
Like you throw in a piece of wood, that problem, that feeling, that negative thing, you throw it and it makes you even more passionate. It feeds your fire of growth, of development. It's like, bring it on. You feel like a warrior. You're like, bring it on. Okay. Because this shit is going to make me stronger.
That's great. I'm so empowered now. I it's yes, it's yes, thank you.
Well, thank you for being open and listening, and open to my method, the ALKISTIS method, and it's all there in the book, and that's why I do these
Mhm.
Wednesdays, is because I like to meet the readers of the book. I like to meet the people who do the course, and offer just my assistance like this to practice the ALKISTIS method, just to
Mhm.
practice, to see how it works in practice.
I love the way you intertwine the Greek philosophy and the new approach, the
Yeah,
neuroscience and the creative mind.
yeah,
You put those things together, and I think that's really powerful, because not many people do that. It's your really your signature method, and it speaks to me, and especially your voice.
Thank you.
So it's always, when I talk to you and when I hear you speaking, it's so ever loving
Mhm.
and so forgiving that, that's just inspiring, because I think that's the oh the omnipresent, tolerance and acceptance, of when people have a challenge, and then you're very, open to embrace that. It's just
Yeah.
very inviting, so I'm so happy to.
Yes. Well, I'm working it still. It's not like I don't have my own hiccups and my own bumps,
Yeah.
but I have the tools, and it just becomes faster to process at a certain point. It doesn't consume, little things don't consume your whole morning.
Yes.
You're just like, let's do this work, let's do this process, and move on with and even more in high energy, because you've just taken a moment to love yourself through, well, the same way that you love your kids, you embrace them even when they're crying. So
You're right.
being a guardian to yourself, even when they're crying, you just hold them, and you don't even have to talk. It's
Mm.
about holding yourself with love and as a guardian to yourself. So this is
Yes, and I'm learning that a lot from you, because you're giving, sometimes very specific points, and I'm, trying to, exercise that and your method, and now that we've spoken, I'll give a thought again. So I'm so appreciative of your time and of your presence.
my pleasure.
I'm sorry I haven't reached out to you like on earlier on with the, but I felt like I did, you're so busy, I didn't want to also to
Time. No, well, that's why I made these Wednesdays, so we can have like a jour fixed for anyone who wants to, call in and talk in. No, I'm here for you the whole lifelong. Wednesdays, you can come with another question if you like.
okay.
We are going to share it like as a session. All right with you?
Yes, that would be that
It
would be great.
liberate some other person with the same problem. That's the whole thing, That's the idea, is to liberate another person with the same problem. Why just leave it to this condensed room? I wish more people would, call in and give, because you can liberate another person with your problem. Don't only think of yourself, I say.
Yes, and you once said that when you do the meditation, when you do the meditations in with big group of people, then it is more powerful. Then you make some kind of a mark, on just general consciousness, and I deeply really believe that. So because I've already did two times of vipassana meditation. I don't know if you've heard about it, and I felt like it was so powerful because it was in a big group and for 10 days, and I it's powerful when you do it in a group. So
Absolutely. Or even like in a group, even online, if you meditate as a group, you create positive vibrations in the world. You create peace, you create harmony. Peace starts with us, harmony starts with us. But it's not that easy. It needs awareness and work. But now when you have the tools, you have a handle on it. You have a handle. You have something with which to dissect. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Switch it, convert it into something more powerful. It's a very straightforward method, it's easy for everyone, I think.
I'm so grateful for you.
Grateful for you too. Did you like today's call? Perhaps you have a question you'd like to ask me. Go ahead to this website, fill in the form, and you may be the next caller. Always note that you could be anonymous if you like, without a photograph or your real name.